two teams and these two franchises.
No doubt. David Bascombe in his 5th year behind the bench for the Baltimore Blast after being an assistant there for 12 seasons under coach Danny Kelly. And for Milwaukee, a brand new coach this year, Marcio Leite, his 18th year with the organization, 16 as a player, 1 as an assistant coach last season. And so far so good for Marcio, as his team is off to a pretty good start this year.
Yeah, Marcio becomes the Wave's 3rd coach in the past 35 years, following Keith Tozer and Giuliano Oliviero.
That's some pretty impressive continuity there, stability behind the bench for Milwaukee. Blast with it again, they're in the white uniforms. Sean Esqueda steps up to steal for Milwaukee, but has it poked away from behind by Jairo Rivera. And the Blast now trying to come back. There's Mario Alvarez stepping in to get it for Milwaukee. Andre Hain trying to control. Knock back Esqueda along the far board Alvarez, but Baltimore will quickly get it back. So what do you perceive as some of the keys for tonight's contest?
Well, first off, goalkeeping is going to be big. You got Willie B in the Wave net, Julian Rodriguez in the Blast net. I think the keeper that shines the most has got a good chance to win this game. And then, you know, which team executes in the half-court offense? Like, we'll see a lot of this we're seeing right now.
As the ball is driven in by Juan Pereira, their leading scorer. Pereira with 5 goals for 5 points this year. Benahane makes the save. Typically, Art, when we see these teams match up over the years, not a lot of running and gunning, especially playing here at the bigger field than in Baltimore. But we haven't seen, too many games with a lot of high scoring combined between the teams.
No, I'd venture to say the first team to score 6 is probably going to win this game.
Oscar Flores, the Venezuelan rookie, out of Chicago, able to get it that time for Alvarez. Mario out of Aurora, Illinois, plays it back to Max Ferdinand.
Both teams like to set up with 4 in the midfield and then isolate their target. That time it was Oscar Flores. Got to get a little bit deeper.
Here comes Chad Porch, the reigning MASL Rookie of the Year from last season. Up into the zone as they cycle it back. The big defender, Mateus Silva, number 32, working it out there. Shot in, save made, rebound, follow. And that one off the mark. Good stop initially by Benahane. Patrick Thompson trying to work his way in, but as he plays it off the board, Willie B is there to get it. There you get a look at Willie. In his 7th MASL season, his 4th with the Wave, the native of Rochester, New York. And he's been an excellent addition to Milwaukee since they picked him up from Harrisburg prior to the 22-23 season. Now Max Ferdinand trying to put his foot on the ball, had it knocked away. Alex Steinwasser keeps it alive to his older brother, Javi. You've got the Steinwasser brother synergism out there with Javi and Alex. Long ball played down, and Rodriguez will make it. Rodriguez in his 2nd season out of St. Joseph's in Brooklyn, New York. The St. Joseph's Bears, not to be confused with conference rival St. Joseph's Long Island, the Golden Eagles. That's got to be the only conference in America, Art, where you got two schools of the same name.
I hadn't heard of either one of them, by the way.
Foul is going to be called on Milwaukee as Cesar Correa got called for the foul for the Wave as Chad Porch goes down, and Chad a little bit slow to get up as Cesar helps him up there.
So the St. Mary's Golden Eagles, they used to be the Warriors. We used to have a team that's now the Golden Eagles that used to be the Warriors, but they had to change that being Marquette.
Right. No, as far as I know, St. Joseph's has been the Golden Eagles for a while, but would have to do a little more research on that. This is the 103rd regular season meeting between the teams. Milwaukee leads the series 59-43 as bouncing shot in by Alex Steinwasser, and the rebound attempt by Andre Hain is denied.
Well, that was Rodriguez's best save right there on Hain. Hain got a redirection on that pass in front.
Now a chance for the Blast, and just hitting that shot up in the stands will be a goalkeeper distribution for Milwaukee.
That
was Alejandro Chavez.
Yeah, who came over from Harrisburg.
A couple years with the Heat, now with the Blast. Here comes Kyle Crane. Shot save made by Rodriguez. In the box, they try to control. Crane with a great shot, but he missed it wide after Ludwig was able to dig it out. Max Ludwig, the second-year midfielder, originally from Stuttgart, Germany. He played his college ball at UW Parkside, and he looks like one of the up-and-comers for the Wave.
Yeah, and that was Kyle Crane seeing his first action here on the season for the Wave, the big striker.
Wave has suffered a few injuries at the target position. You've got Ricardo Carvalho out with a leg injury that he suffered in their last game at St. Louis. And so Kyle stepping in to fill one of the target spots there, along with Andre Hain and Oscar Flores.
Hain missed the last game against St. Louis. Then you got Derek Huffman, who's out with a suspension.
Derek got a red card in Kansas City last Friday. So had the automatic suspension for the following game in St. Louis last Sunday, but then an additional 4 games as assessed by the MASL Disciplinary Committee. There's a long drive that's up and over from the Blast, and that will take us to our first media timeout. The MASL on CBS Sports Golazo. The Major Arena Soccer League is proud to welcome you to MASL Soccer on CBS Sports Golazo Network. Also, MITRE is the official game ball supplier of the Major Arena Soccer League, established in 1817. MITRE is one of the leading soccer brands worldwide and produces some of the best soccer balls in the world. Learn more at mitre.com. No score as we begin the latter part of the first period. Andre Hain for the Wave off the inboard, looking for Max Ferdinand. Freeman follow, shot the goal! Saucy Sanchez puts it away, and Milwaukee leads it 1-0.
Well, a good no call that time by the referee Shane Butler as Max Ferdinand was streaking through the box. That ball off the wall by Andre Hain was intended for Ferdinand, but Ferdinand looked like he might have gotten fouled, but there was Saucy Sanchez, Alex Sanchez, the Waves' leading scorer from a year ago. See, right there was the foul on Ferdinand, but there was Sanchez at the back post, and he beats Rodriguez with the first-time shot.
4th goal of the season for Sanchez. So he now ties Max Ludwig atop the Wave scoring chart with 6 points, 4 goals, 2 assists for Sanchez on the year. As the big guy, Andre Hain, picks up his 2nd assist for his 2nd point. Milwaukee gets on the board first tonight. They lead Baltimore 1-0.
I had lunch today at Taco Bell, Tom, and I was looking at the sauces, and I was wondering what sauce Alex Sanchez is going to bring tonight. If he was going to have the mild sauce or he was going to be the blazing, which is the hottest sauce they have.
Benahene covers up as Jamie Thomas was getting ready to pounce on that ball. Well, I think anytime you're at a restaurant or food place where you're looking for a choice of sauces, Alex would always be a good one to consult, that's for sure. Now, a chance for the Blast. They come in 3-2. Wave trying to get back defensively. Sliding effort by Tony Walls to knock it away. And the shot wide by Juan Pereira. So what looked like a promising chance for the Blast is broken up. Javi Steinwasser has it taken away. Now Porch gets to the inboard, fires off the end, and the rebound deflected. Blast wanted a handball against Oscar Flores. They're not going to get it as Walls nudges it off the glass and go out of bounds. And it'll be a free kick for the Blast just outside their zone. Our officials tonight is assigned by the MASL, Shane Butler and Brian Miller.
2 veteran officials.
Yeah, we found out something interesting about Shane. Well, we never really knew where he was from. He said he was from St. Louis. And I said, I thought Art Kramer knew everybody in the MASL from St. Louis. Shot in his wide left. Art, of course, a St. Louis native. And even though he's a Cardinals and Blues fans, we don't hold that against him. Certainly not the Cardinals, anyway. As Steinwasser gets knocked down. Here's Javi Steinwasser, the older of the 2 Steinwasser brothers out of Sterling Heights, Michigan. Henry Ford High School. Now Haynes chasing down, and he's going to call for the foul as he pushed down the defender at that time.
That was Silva who Andre Haynes was going against. Andre felt Silva embellished that one a little bit.
Good matchup there. You got 2 big guys. We'll keep an eye on that matchup tonight. Esqueda able to intercept that pass. Now plays it for Mario Alvarez. Pass deflects off the boards, but Mario able to recover. Now on the near side, here's Nestor Dominguez. Dominguez, a Chicago native, making his debut for the Wave tonight. So with some of the injuries, Dominguez getting a chance. He, along with reserve goalkeeper Jerry Perez, both played with the Chicago Mustangs of MLIS last season. Wave with a strong Chicago influence on this team. Here's Ludwig, right side of Esqueda. He will roll one far post shot to goal! Max Ludwig with his 3rd, and the Wave leads it 2-0.
Good combination play that time by the Wave. Ludwig and Esqueda. Ludwig played the ball wide from the middle of the field and then made a penetrating run into the box where Esqueda found him at the far post unmarked. And a good start here for the Wave as they've got the first 2. There you go, you see it. You see Ludwig, after he released the ball, just sprinted and beat the Baltimore defender to the back post.
As I said, Max with his 3rd. Ludwig van Maxtoven, as I like to call him.
Well, yeah, Ludwig, after he played the ball wide, took off, and Patrick Thompson and Jonatas Melo both got caught ball watching that time, and Ludwig ran right by him.
So good start for the Wave, but still a long way to go in this one. We have had some epic battles between these 2 teams over the years, and a rivalry that originally started back in 92-93 when the Baltimore team was then known as the Spirit.
Well, last season, these teams played 3 times here at the Cellular Arena with the Wave winning twice, and looked like a handball that time on the Wave in the box. I was going to say, in the game that the Blast won, they got the early lead and they blew the Wave out 11-3.
Milwaukee eking out a couple of close victories otherwise. But as you said, Art, yeah, that was kind of unusual in the scheduling, how the teams played 3 times and all 3 were here in Milwaukee. And now foul going to be called on the Blast.
A little surprised that David Bascombe, the Baltimore skipper, didn't throw the challenge flag on that handball in the box.
Yeah, that one came up and hit Tony Walls, but Shane Butler had a good look at it and said to play on. Bascoma, as I mentioned, in his 5th season as coach of the Blast, put up a pretty good record so far coming into this season. 52-35 and 6 overtime losses. 16-23-6 on the road. They've been dominant at home, 36-12. Porch coming in. Shot blocked beautifully by Correa. Cesar, another Chicago native in his 4th season, 3rd with the Wave. Now Milwaukee trying to press 3-2. Flores coming in, Oscar coming in, shot save made by Rodriguez. Alvarez gets it back from Milwaukee. Mario out of Aurora, Illinois, went to West High School there before going on to play at Western Illinois University for the Leathernecks. Hayne trying to work his way against Nascimento.
Well, anyone who was concerned with Ian Bennett and Ricardo Carvalho and Derek Huffman not in the lineup tonight is probably feeling a little bit better right now with the Waves' offensive start here.
Ludwig will play it in for Hayne. Andre turns off the inboard, in front, shot, oh, just missing there.
Once again, the Waves forwards beating the Blast defenders in the box.
That one just between Ludwig and Correa. I think it was Cesar who got a piece of it, but couldn't quite direct it in. Squid getting some pressure as the Squid goes far side, and we're going to have a foul called against the Blast. I think it's Jairo Rivera.
And really, unlike the Blast defensively, they're so disciplined defensively, getting 5 behind the ball, but twice here in the first quarter, they've allowed the Wave to run past them and have clear looks inside the box.
You know, still early in the season, obviously, Art. Only the 4th game for both teams. But the Blast, having lost the back-to-back games in Tacoma, definitely does not want to lose 3 straight before they return home, which ironically they'll be facing the Wave on December 27th. Willie B comes out to cover that one up. As again, it was Pereira trying to make a move to the top of the area. There's Stuart Grable, the Neenah, Wisconsin native in his 10th year, 12 for the Wave. Javi Steinwasser lost it.
Oh.
And a foul going to be called. They did not let the advantage play on.
Yeah, I'm surprised Shane Butler didn't at least let that shot be taken by the Baltimore player after a poor touch that time by Javier Steinwasser.
So it'll be Jonatas Mello on the ball. 180 games career for the Blast, regular season, with 118 goals, 128 assists. Far side, and the shot rings wide. Rebound to Pereira as Javi Steinwasser matches up with him. Now Mello, they swing it around far side. A pass in, broken up. Steinwasser with it. He'll play it ahead to Grable, but Chad Porch will win the race to that one. Porch, a native of Wilmington, Delaware. Rookie of the year last year in the MASL, and off to a good start this year for the Blast. That shot blocked as it rolled in. Baltimore will track it down and regain the possession. There's Omar Sila right there. Sila in his 3rd year as a defender for the Blast. He's been a developing player for them. Both teams with some good young players who have emerged here in the last couple seasons. There's a drive that's out of the ballpark there. Goalkeeper distribution for Milwaukee. 2-0 Wave with just 1:11 left to go here in the first period. Capelli Sport is the official and exclusive preferred uniform and apparel provider of the Major Arena Soccer League. Visit MASLsoccer.com to shop the all-new MASL fan store for the latest MASL and team gear. And think you can predict the MASL? Head to nxtbets.com to place your wagers on all the MAS action this season. I'll tell you, if anybody can predict the MASL, you could retire a very wealthy person, that's for sure. Spinning, save made by Willie B. Now Sanchez. He's got Alvarez in the middle, tried to get it across. Ludwig pursuing the play. And Milwaukee will back it up. There's Tony Walls. Tony in his 14th season, his 8th with Milwaukee. He's a Milwaukee native who played at Wauwatosa East High School before going on to play at University of Green Bay. He and Stuart Grable were college teammates at Green Bay. The Green Bay Phoenix. Also, former Wave player J.C. Banks played there for a couple of years. Deflected through by Flores, but right in the arms of Rodriguez. 10 seconds ago in the first period. As Rodriguez will bring it up. And works it back to Pereira. That'll do it first period. Good first period for Milwaukee as they get goals from Sanchez and Ludwig to take a 2-0 lead. You're watching MASL Soccer on CBS Sports Golazo. We are back at Panther Arena in Milwaukee. The Milwaukee Wave with a 2-0 lead over the Baltimore Blast. MASLsoccer.com is your home for everything Major Arena Soccer League, all the latest news, leaderboards, highlights, and more. Also, the lights are bright and the fans are loud. It's the Baltimore Blast taking on the Milwaukee Wave. Stream it live on MASLplus.tv and replay the game on demand. Clip it, share it, live it again. Make sure to get your favorite team to get instant updates on every game. And you can catch MASL Monday every Monday night on MASL TV and on the CBS Sports Golazo Network. Alex Bastavansky and Phil Levanko are joined each week by special guests from across the league to recap the weekend's games and discuss the league's hot topics. 2-0 Wave as we get ready to start the second period. Shots on goal, 6 apiece. Art Kramer, some of your thoughts from the first period?
Yeah, pretty much what we thought it was going to be. A lot of half-court play. Both teams like to be very patient in their attack and isolate players wide. And really the difference was the Wave getting in behind Baltimore in the box. Certainly for that second goal that Ludwig scored, ran in behind, and that first one was off the wall. So some good finishing by the Wave. And Baltimore yet to find the back of the net against Willie B.
There's Willie Bonahany. Interesting thing about Willie, I didn't realize it until after the World Series, but one of his high school sports buddies was Ernie Clement from the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah, he had a big series, by the way.
Both went to Brighton High School, just outside of Rochester. And Ernie, of course, would have been a hero for the ages had that fly ball he hit in the bottom of the 9th inning in Game 7 not been caught by Andy Pajes, who ran over Kike Hernandez there as Milwaukee comes down with a shot from Javi Steinwasser.
Did you see Hernandez tell the story about when Paz ran him over?
He was down on the turf and he thought the series was over. Yeah, that was really something. But anyway, Ernie Clemente, an all-time postseason record. Ball's in the box. Hain, Andre leaves it back, and he still controls. Thought Alex Steinwasser might be able to take a shot, but he couldn't quite get to it. Alex still battling for it as Espinoza plays it back for the keeper. Milwaukee with some intense upfield pressure this time. Silva on the far side.
And it was really the Waves' pressure that spurred him on to the first 2 victories of the season against San Diego and Kansas City.
Middle of the box, Rivera turning shot in the goal. He got open and a great turn and shot. And Jairo Rivera puts Baltimore on the board. It's now 2-1.
And if you're going to use your target, that's the place to get him the ball. Nice and deep in the attacking zone. And Jaime, watch this again on the replay. A good ball in by Silla. And Jaime with made no mistake there. Good turn. Willie B came out, but it was too late.
3rd goal of the year for Rivera. Does not have any assists yet. And Silla with the assist. That is his 3rd of the season. And as you said, Art, once Rivera had it on his left foot, he made no mistake. That was perfect execution there. And so the Blast score first here in the second period. They still trail it 2-1. Coming into tonight's game, the Wave with a 23-17 advantage on their opponents as far as goal scoring goes. Baltimore 19-4, 14 against, so they were a +5. Remember, this is game 1 of a doubleheader tonight on CBS Sports Colosso. You've got the St. Louis Ambush going to Ontario, California to take on the Empire Strikers in the nightcap. That should be another good one. MASL doubleheader on CBS Sports Colosso. That'll be Christian Philly Philibone along with Artie Kyrell providing the commentary in that one. Should be a good battle between the Strikers and the Ambush as Victor Pereira launches one in the stands. Pereira making his season debut in his 2nd year with the Blast. 181 games played. He's got 161 goals and 122 assists. Was a longtime star with the old Florida Tropics. Collision at midfield. Hain got dumped. And I believe we're going to have a foul called against Matheus Silva. Again, keep an eye on that matchup. You got 2 big guys going at it there as you take a look at the replay. And pretty obvious call there as Silva pushed him down. Tony Walls will touch it in for Sanchez as he moves across from Ariel Alvarez. Milwaukee getting first period goals from Sanchez and Ludwig. Rivera has answered with one here in the second period for the Blast. Silva trying to let it go through, and eventually he is able to screen off Hain as Rodriguez picks it up. Fires out at midfield. That's Kevon Frater, number 31. And the ball ahead for Porch just a little bit too far.
That time it was Porch getting in behind the Wave defender, similar to the run that Ludwig made against the Blast when he scored.
Sanchez double team, they poke it away, but Alvarez will get it back. It's too bad that Ian Bennett not available tonight for Milwaukee. Of course, one of the all-time greats in this league, the second all-time leading goal scorer with 425 career MASL goals. He's just 10 short of 500 for his career. And he would become, make it just 6 short now, 500. He's got 494. He would join Michael King as the only Wave players to connect for 500 goals, as Kyle Crane trying to one-time it, but it's up and over. Kinger actually scoring 792 goals in his illustrious career between the Wave and a few other clubs. And still an active coach and soccer administrator here in the Milwaukee area. I tell you, I saw Kinger a couple of weeks ago. Art, it still looks like he could get out to the field and run a couple of shifts if he had to. Oh, great try there by Mello, but it was just a bit wide. Now a long-range blast, redirection, just missing. So the Blast with a couple opportunities, and unlucky for them, they didn't score. That one hits off the top of the dasher board, but Pereira able to track it down. Now Sela will play it out to the goalkeeper, Rodriguez. Off the wall, Willie B slides out to play it away.
Once again, the Blast running in behind the Wave defenders. Almost had another one.
So you always got to keep an eye on Chad Porch. He's got tremendous speed and quickness. All he needs is just a step to potentially get by his defender. Willie B has the pass knocked down, but he'll follow it up. Flores trying to control the bouncing ball, couldn't do it. Now Porch plays it to the middle, and the Blast will recirculate.
Blast play-by-play man Paul Mittermeier was talking to owner Ed Hale, and Ed said about Chad Porch, he's like a deer out there. He runs like a deer going past people. And speaking of Mr. Hale, we want to wish him good luck on his run for governor of Maryland.
Absolutely. Governor Hale, I think it sounds pretty good. Chavez with it as he works against Javi Steinwasser. Can't find a shooting lane. Moves it over to Thomas now, working into the post. Back heel lead. Jamie Thomas centering the cross shot and a goal.
And there it is. The Blast once again getting in behind. That was Alex Steinwasser that got beat to the far post that time. And
Patrick Thompson off the feed from Thomas.
Patrick's first goal of the year.
And just like that, the Blast has tied it up with a couple of goals here early in the second period. Thompson with his first goal of the season. A long-time veteran in this league. And Jamie Thomas, another long-time veteran out of St. John's, New York. Thomas with his first assist. He also has a couple of goals for 3 points. Jamie Thomas has been a long-time thorn in the side of the Milwaukee Wave. Thomas picks it up off the inboard. Oh, he had a great chance and he put it off the glass. Jamie disappointed with himself there as he had a great chance to follow up his initial shot.
Blast picking up their work rate. They were just outworking the Wave right now.
Get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams by following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram and MASL Arena on Twitter. Tom Winton and Art Kramer here with you from Milwaukee. Ludwig trying to get along the near board, but he's cut off by Sela. And the Blast gets the possession back, now knocked away. Alvarez at midfield. But Pereira able to get it back for Baltimore. Same two teams will play a week from tomorrow night at the arena in Towson as foul going to be plowed. They're going to get Correa for knocking down Espinoza. Leonardo Espinoza, the Chilean import who began his career in the MASL with the Empire Strikers last year. But he was a big-time player during his days in Chile. Good acquisition for the Blast. Out of the corner, Sela brings it in, the shot and a goal. What a crack there by Pereira. And the Blast with 3 consecutive goals, they now lead it 3-2.
Well, the Blast make the Wave pay on the restart, and it was Pereira with his 3rd restart goal of this season for the Blast. The other 2, Mello had set him up in that first game against Kansas City and Baltimore. This time it was Sela.
Sela gets his 2nd assist of the night, his 4th of the year. And Pereira now with 6 goals on the season, as Art Kramer said, his 3rd restart goal. Some guys don't even, a lot of guys don't even get 3 restart goals in the season. He's already got 3. And this is only the 4th game of the year.
Well, he's a shooter, and you got to account for him.
So Baltimore on a 3-goal run here to start the second period. after Milwaukee had scored the only 2 goals of the first. 3-2 Blast. Now it's Max Ferdinand, the former Blast player, now in his second tour of duty with Milwaukee.
I said earlier that 6 goals would probably win this game, but might have to change that here.
Rivera gets knocked down, foul called against the Wave.
Wave foul, number 2021 is his first. Last ball.
And quickly, here comes Baltimore in the zone. Kyle Crane trying to get over and cut off Welly Bermuse with a shot that's off the mark. Bermuse, a second-year pro, Brazilian native. Sanchez gets fouled along the near board as Silva going to get called for the foul there. So the Wave trying to see if they can stop the run here by the Blast. Hayne battling with Silva, got knocked down, and he does draw the foul, and that's going to be a card. And I don't know, Art, if you might argue that could possibly be a shootout. He was the last offender back. I don't think they'll give him a shootout. But Silva takes him down for tonight's first penalty.
That's the matchup you've been alluding to right there, the 2 big guys, Andre Hayne and Mateus Silva.
Silva's going to go for holding at 7:38. Wave will go on the power play. Wave off to a slow start with the man advantages here. They're just 1 for 5. Baltimore's done a pretty good job of defending. They have stopped 4 or 5, 80%.
Wave needs to get a 5th man on the field for this restart. Max Ferdinand jumps over the bench for the Wave.
Ferdinand, Ludwig, Alvarez, Sanchez, and Flores for the Wave. And I believe we're going to have our media timeout. So we'll take a break. 7:22 left to go. Wave will be on the power play when we come back. It's Baltimore 3, Milwaukee 2. You're watching MASL Soccer on CBS Sports Golasso. All right, we are ready to restart. Wave on the power play, trailing it 3-2 here in the second quarter. Wave getting their 2 goals in the first quarter. Baltimore with all 3 here in the second.
Interesting setup here by the Wave. They've got all 5 guys to the left of the ball. Now Flores runs to the right.
Alvarez bounces one in, and as Max tried to get a piece of it, covered up by Julian Rodriguez. Throwing long, Ludwig will head it out of bounds. Yeah, strong side left formation to start with that time.
Problem is they didn't have a left-footed shooter on the field.
That's where Ricardo Cavallo would certainly help if he were available. But again, Ricardo is out with a leg injury suffered in that game in St. Louis. Oh, a loose ball! And Willie B got out to knock it away from Nascimento as he was going to put it in the empty net. Great play there by Willie B.
You're right. That was an empty net there for Marco Nascimento had he gotten by Willie B.
Wave has given up 1 shorthand goal this year. The Blast have also scored 1. Still plenty of time on the power play. 1:20 to go for Milwaukee. As Alvarez gets it out front. Jamie Thomas at the defensive point for Baltimore. Shot by Alvarez is blocked. Thomas comes up with it. And now Alvarez going to be called for a foul. A little bit too much contact there. There's Super Mario Alvarez. Now in his 10th season, his 6th with the Wave. And he has been a superb midfielder defender for Milwaukee. Now back to Rodriguez, and Baltimore going to call timeout. So they use their timeout in the first half right now. 6:23 left to go. As there's Julian Rodriguez going over to the bench to yell a few words out to his team. All right, we'll take a break, come back with more MASL on CBS Sports Golasso. All right, Wave with 1:02 left to go on the power play. Trailing it 3-2 here, the Baltimore Blast. Blast will have the goalkeeper distribution, courtesy of Julian Rodriguez. And the left-hander will sling it downfield, headed away by Jamie Thomas. That'll go out of bounds. Milwaukee will get it back.
Tale of 2 quarters here, Tom. The Wave dominating the first quarter, scoring their 2 goals, and the Blast come back with 3 straight here to start the second.
Wave could really use one here to kind of recapture the momentum a bit. Again, just 1 for 5 on the power play this year coming into this opportunity. And the Blast had stopped 4 out of 5. Alvarez straight away now over to Flores as they continue to work it around the perimeter. Flores turning, shot, save, Rodriguez, good save there. Good turning shot.
Yep, good idea that time by Oscar Flores.
Alvarez brings it back in, and a bad touch there. Blast had it for a moment. Milwaukee gets it back, still 15 on the power play. Blast with good pressure up high, and they get the possession back again. I'll credit Baltimore with their penalty killing here. They're not laying back. They're applying a lot of pressure on the perimeter, and they disrupted the Wave. And now back to even strength as Silva comes out of the box. Well, again, Milwaukee without Carvalho, without Bennett, those would be 2 of their key guys on the first team power play. Milwaukee gets it at midfield now. Alex Steinwasser. Alex, in his 3rd season, his brother Javi is playing in his 5th campaign with Milwaukee. 2 brothers out of the Detroit area, Sterling Heights, Michigan. Both played at the University of Indianapolis, the U-Indy Greyhounds, during their college days. So they were teammates there for a couple of years as well. There's a drive by Alex Steinwasser, save made by Rodriguez. Silva trying to move it out of the back. Correa there to take it away from Chad Borch. Now Escueta for the Wave. Again, another game coming after this one tonight on CBS Sports Golasso. St. Louis at Empire, the Empire Strikers of Ontario, California, featuring former Mexican national teamer Marco Fabian. Marco now in his 3rd season in the MASL, and I would say he's had a pretty smooth transition, Art.
Yeah, he's scored just a couple goals, huh?
This one dumped in the corner. Haynes trying to screen the defender, but it bounces over his head and headed back to Rodriguez.
Yeah, the Empire is a fun team to watch, with Coach Obasi employing the 6th attacker for majority of their offensive play.
Yeah, that's their primary offensive format, and it's worked pretty well for them thus far. They're 1-1 this year. They beat San Diego in their opener, but then the Sockers returned the favor in Ontario's home opener last week.
Yeah, you look at this 8-team format, and probably 6 of the teams play with a very, very similar style as these two teams play. And then you got the Empire team who likes to employ the 6 attacker. And then Utica City's pretty much a run-and-gun type team so far, although they're still trying to establish their identity here early in the season, having lost so many players.
That foul was called. I thought it was Tony Walls, but it might have been Dominguez. Anyway, the Blast put it in. It's deflected out of bounds.
Wave's got to ask themselves, where's Juan Pereira here on these offensive restarts?
Off the inboard. Wow. Oh, just missing the connection there as Sela was looking for the carom for a Wallace score.
Wave was fortunate there because Sela was wide open.
Jairo Rivera, he's got one of the goals for Baltimore. His first one for the Blast in this period. As I said, Milwaukee has had pretty good success here at Panther Arena against the Blast. And prior to that at the old Bradley Center, the now past tense Bradley Center. 36-13 all-time against the Blast. Make that 38-14 all-time regular season at home against Baltimore. Blast with a 29-22 edge in Baltimore. Teams have also met 11 times in the postseason. Total of 22 games. Blast lead at 14-8.
Bad mistake there by Ludwig.
Top of the arc restart for Baltimore now. This could be a great opportunity for Baltimore. Pereira and Sela behind the ball.
Last scored on a same position here against Kansas City in their opener.
And before they start, we got a little hand slapping going on between Mello for Baltimore and Correa for Milwaukee. Sela, shot save, Willie B. Great save there by Banahane. I don't know that he saw that ball till the last minute. Great save by Willie B. That shot was definitely on target. Espinoza will play it back out. And the Blast will reload. Mello in for Espinoza. He's a big body. Out for Sela. Now 1:25 left to go first half. Pereira into the post, trying to get the play back. Knocked away by Alex Steinwasser, but he lost his balance. And again, the Blast will recycle the possession. As Art Kramer said, a tale of two quarters. Milwaukee had control in the first with a 2-0 lead. The Blast coming back to dominate here in the second with 3 straight goals. That goal's not going to count. A foul was called before that. Both Steinwaschers with a little sarcastic clap there for Pereira.
Get behind the wing defense one more time. Here we go. Pereira on the ball for the Blast.
By the way, that game coming up on Saturday, December 27th in Baltimore between the Blade and the West. That has been moved up to a couple hours. I believe it's now a 4 o'clock Eastern time start because you got the Packers and Ravens playing the same night at Green Bay. And I think that was probably a good move, Art, to move that game time up a couple hours so the fans of both teams could...
both teams in the running for the NFL playoffs in their divisions.
Big game for sure.
Yes, sir.
So you got a big game between the Wave and the Blast, and then a big game between the Packers and the Ravens. And works out well for Milwaukee because they got a quick turnaround to play in Utica the next day. So as Marcio Leite said, that was a very timely game start adjustment to Baltimore. Andre off the board after the Blast had misplayed it a bit.
Silla playing that one back to Rodriguez. Didn't play it where he wanted it to.
Porch off the end board. Alvarez there for Milwaukee.
You know, that game in Baltimore is going to be a tough one for the Wave. The Blast 11-1 last season in their home building.
36-12 since David Bascombe took over as the coach. In the friendly small confines of Towson Arena. Ludwig, good job to win the ball there, and that's going to do it for the first half. So at the end of one, it's the Baltimore Blast on top of the Milwaukee Wave, 3-2. We'll keep it right here. We'll get ready for the on-field interview with Coach Leite. Any quick thoughts here, Art, about the first half?
I said it before, tale of two quarters. Wave came out with some good early possession and good runs through the box, and Baltimore really picked their work rate up and came back with 3 unanswered here before the half. Marcio having a word with Shane Butler.
And we will get ready to go down to Van McNeil. And let's send it down to Van, talking with Coach Marcio Leite.
All right, live down here on the field, our Midwest Orthopedic Specialty Hospital, Coach's Corner, Marcio Leite. Pretty interesting first half here. I know we're down, but we're not out. What's the message here in the second half?
Again, we started really strong. Baltimore picked up their intensity, especially on the pressure. And right now we're playing way too many passes backwards and sideways. That's my biggest concern right now, is we're not looking to a target. If we want to break their press, we need to find the target, and then we keep the ball. So right now we are pulling Baltimore into pressing into our own defensive zone, which is creating a lot of problems.
Gotcha. So some things to work on here. Now, if anybody knows this rivalry, it's you playing here in Milwaukee, the 3 championships. Coach Bascombe, also a player back in the day. It's interesting how this coaching matchup is. I mean, there's a lot of pieces of the puzzle here.
No, absolutely. It's always fun to play against Baltimore. I told the guys that I wish I were playing, you know, I wish I were playing. I wish I wasn't 41 years old anymore, because I wish those are the games that are fun to play. So I told them to take the chance, because, you know, you're not going to play many games against Baltimore, so enjoy it, work hard, and give everything you got.
All right, Coach, we'll let you get back there. Good luck in the second half. It's the Wave, it's the Blast, it's the classic rivalry here in indoor soccer. Wave fans, are you ready for more? Coming up after halftime, this is the Major Arena Soccer League on CBS Sports, Golazo Network, and Paramount Plus. We'll be right back.
Getting ready for the start of the third quarter here from Milwaukee. As you look at some of the highlights from the first half, that was the goal by Jairo Rivera that made the score 2-1 in favor of Milwaukee. And the Blast would go on to add a couple more goals after that. So after the Wave grabbed a 2-0 lead in the first, the Blast would respond back with 3, and Milwaukee did get a power play late in the half, couldn't quite convert. Willie B knocked one away from Nascimento when he was looking to add a 4th goal for Milwaukee. There's a great save there by Julian Rodriguez. So, 3-2, that's where we stand as we get set to start the second half here in Milwaukee. Tom went along with the Wave Hall of Famer Art Kramer. AK, what do you think are some of the adjustments we might look forward to here in the second half?
Well, you heard Marcio right after halftime saying we're playing too many square and back balls and not playing forward balls, which is allowing Baltimore to press us higher up the field. But the Wave was just 8 shots in the first half. They took 6 in the first quarter, 2 in the second quarter. This is a team that averages close to 30 shots per game through the first 3 games. So to that point of Marcio's look to go forward, look to get some shots off. Alex Sanchez has scored the first goal. That was the only shot he took. Alex averages over 8 shots per game through the first 3 games. So
all right, so the Blast will kick off. Blast in the white uniforms, they go right to left as we look at the action here in the third period. And we are underway with the third period of action. Again, the first of a doubleheader on CBS Sports Golasso tonight. After this game, you can check it out from Ontario, California, the St. Louis Ambush, visiting the Empire Strikers. Mario Alvarez, Tony Walls, the defensive pairing to start for Milwaukee here in the third. Up ahead, Oscar Flores. It's off his foot into the Wave bench.
Well, the Wave trying to find their target, but finding their target in the middle zone. You want to find that target as deep as you can, the attacking zone. The deeper, the better.
And as we've talked before, Art, in past matchups between these teams, Baltimore, a very difficult team to play from behind. They are a great possession team, and they make it very difficult on you once you fall behind. So it would behoove Milwaukee to try to find a tying goal. But it's going to be harder now as Chad Porch rolls one in to make it 4-2.
Nothing fancy about that. It was Pereira who found Porch, and then Porch just with a low shot that beat Willie B to the far post. And just a minute 7 into this second half. The Blast extend their lead to 4-2.
4th of the year for Porch. As Pereira picks up the assist, he now has a goal and assist tonight, does Juan Pereira. First assist of the season. So he's got a total of 7 points now, 6 goals and assists for Pereira. As Chad Porch now sitting on 5 points, 4 goals and an assist. 4 straight for Baltimore. In front, Escueta, and a save made by Rodriguez. Back the other way, Jamie Thomas in the middle. As Kevon Frater now will work it around. Here's Silva. So Baltimore keeps the momentum going from the second period when they outscored the Wave 3-0. Sanchez clears it back to midfield. Silva will track it down. And Andre Hayne going to get called for the foul there.
Foul number 8.
Hayne and Silva have been going at each other so far tonight.
His first of the half. Last ball.
There's Max Ferdinand with his trademark full 90 headgear. Max has been wearing that since his original days with the Blast. Nice crowd on hand for the home opener for Milwaukee. hoping that they can help inspire the Wave to come back in this one. Victor Pereira, number 7, making his season debut tonight for the Blast. Kyle Crane now with some pressure on Silva. Kyle in his 4th season with the Wave out of Fort Collins, Colorado, but he played high school ball here in the Milwaukee area, went to Cedarburg High, and played for former Wave star Hayden Knight, longtime successful coach at Cedarburg High.
Wave looking to try to find Flores, their target. Oscar's got to work a little bit harder off the ball.
Grable leaping up. He's going to get called for a dangerous play as he got the boot up a little bit, trying to knock that one away. So the Wave with the upcoming road trip to Baltimore on the 27th and Utica the 28th. Their next home game will be here on New Year's Eve day when they host the Empire Strikers. As foul call to Correa there. I think that might be the 3rd on Cesar. Again, in the MASL, you get 5 personals for the game. On your 6th, that equals a red card, and you are excused from the rest of the game. 4.5 will result in a penalty, and obviously 6 for the game will be a red card. Alvarez in the middle. Here comes Stuart Grable. Stewart off to Sanchez. He'll crank up the left footer just wide. Alex Steinwasser trying to keep the zone, battling with Chavez. Pushes Chavez down, but they play on. Alvarez gets it into Flores. Oscar turns off the inboard. Coming out, Alvarez fires a shot to goal! Super Mario! And the Wave back within 1 and 4-3.
And right there is exactly what Marcio Liete was talking about at halftime, is find your target in deep. And that time it was Flores. Played a nice ball off the end board, and Mario Alvarez runs on with the first-time finish. Second goal the Wave has scored just like that here this evening.
Mario gets his 4th of the season. He's also got 3 assists for 7 points.
Great strike that time by Alvarez. Is too much power that time for Rodriguez.
Oscar Flores, the rookie forward, gets his 2nd assist. He also has 3 goals, 2 assists for 5 points. And right off the kickoff, got a foul call. I believe that's going to be Nestor Dominguez. As you can see, Jamie Thomas not very happy. Thomas is never very happy on the field. I don't know if I've ever seen that guy smile on the field. At least not here in Milwaukee. Shot block.
Well, he has been a thorn in the Wave's side at times.
Remember, he had that overtime game-winning goal in the playoffs a couple of years ago. But for as long as he's been around with the Blast, which I believe this is his 8th season, he has always been a tough opponent for the Wave. Sean Escueta got hurt there as we take a look at the replay. Trying to block that shot from Kavan Frater. Hopefully Sean's going to be okay. Escueta, the Whitefish Bay, Wisconsin native who played his college ball at UW Milwaukee. Now Nascimento trying to go to the corner. Dominguez able to knock it away. Steinwasser, Alex trying to come out of there, but the Blast retains the possession. Now they'll have to back it up into their own zone. Pass up to midfield. Dominguez able to knock it away. Quickly turned out Alex Steinwasser. Alex coming forward. Alex still looking for options. They lost control.
Too many touches that time by Alex.
Uh-oh, Bermuse getting past Ferdinand. Up ahead, Porch coming in. Shot. Save, will he be? Rebound is knocked away.
And that's a handball that time on Willie B outside the box.
And he knocked down, had a collision with Espinosa. You see Leo holding his head as he writhes in pain. Hopefully he's going to be okay.
Let's take a look at the replay here and see where Willie B is when he challenged for that ball. Now, I'm not sure if it was a handball, but it was a foul that time on Willie B.
Well, challenge flag from the Wave bench. And so looked like Willie B might have gotten it with his head, but perhaps fouled Espinosa otherwise.
Take a look at the replay and see what we can see.
If it is a penalty, it'll come with 4:52 of the third period. So Shane Butler, Brian Miller will check it out on the video review.
Well, the big question for me is, will they award a shootout here?
If it's a handball, by definition,
it's an
I think it would be
shootout,
right
yeah.
on the goalkeeper. So
I'm not sure whether they called a handball or they called a foul on the body.
you see, well, we see Jerry Perez warming up here. Let's take a look again. So apparently the call was tripping against Willie Benahene.
You know, watch the Wave defender gets tangled up with Willie B too, kind of pushes him into
Cesar Correa, who was also converging on the play.
Yeah. Remember, the call on the field is a blue card, and so you'd have to have it's a debatable whether it's a trip or not, but once again, the call on the field was tripping, so you would need conclusive evidence to say that it wasn't.
What do you think, Wave fans?
Well, it was an aggressive dive to play the ball. There's no question about that. Leo Espinosa, the victim of the contacts.
You know, if you look at the play, there's really no reason for Willie to challenge there because the defender's right there.
Yeah, I think if he had known Correa was right there, he would have backed off and let Correa try to make the play there. So they continue to check it out.
Correa's like side by side with him. I'm not sure why he wouldn't know that Correa's there. Well, watch where he starts from. Look right here, right here. You've got to know that you're. Okay. That could.
Well, the fans are cheering like this is going to go in favor of the Wave. Here's Shane Butler going over to explain the situation to David Bascombe. I'm sure the Blast is not going to be too excited about it if they take the blue card off the ball.
I never understood that where you have to go over and explain it to the coach. It's just make the call. The call explains it. The call explains it, right?
Wow, well, this could be a big break for the Wave.
That certainly is, and I'm a little surprised because.
So, Marcio Leite and the Milwaukee bench gets the benefit of the call. No blue card, but still a good restart chance for the Blast. And it comes Pereira back to Melo, and he's got to work it back out so the Blast don't get a shot initially. Melo and Pereira, both Brazilian natives. They've been teammates with the Blast a long time. Javi Steinwasser. Javi coming in against the keeper and pushed out from behind.
Oh, that's going to be a shootout. That's a shootout.
Penalty, and immediately Brian Miller pointed to the spot for a shootout.
And what a turn of events here. No shootout for the Blast at one end on the overturn. And then off the restart, a Wave counter that leads to a shootout at the other end.
Well, great play by Steinwasser to make the steal and come in. Javi actually looked like he lost the touch there a bit, but the contact from Melo draws the blue card. So now a shootout coming for the Wave. Time of the penalty at 5:09. Second penalty of the contest, both against the Blast.
It's going to be Alex Sanchez on the shootout for the Wave here with a chance to tie.
That's the man you want taking it for Milwaukee as Julian Rodriguez contemplates the situation. Sanchez looking for his second goal of the game that could tie this thing up.
Here we go.
5 seconds on the attempt. He comes in, shot and a goal. Saucy puts it away, and we are tied at 4 apiece.
Nothing fancy that time by Sanchez. He just pulled it to his left, drew Rodriguez out, and then a side foot pass him to tie the score.
So the shootout goal for Sanchez evens the score at 4 apiece. And we got a brand new ball game here with 9:51 left to go in the third period. Saucy Sanchez, the fourth-year pro out of Chicago, Illinois.
Today's game proudly presented by the Ambassador Hotel. Don't forget postgame party
Sanchez
immediately after our autograph session.
now with a total of 43 goals in 67 games in his career.
Structure infraction.
He was runner-up for the scoring title last year. And he continues to emerge as one of the big stars in this league. Right, restart from the line coming for the Blast. So the Wave with a pair of goals in just over a minute to tie it up. Here's a takeaway, Esqueda. Good to see Esqueda back out there after he had left limping off a bit earlier. And we got a held ball that's going to be called in favor of Baltimore. Foul called against Milwaukee. Rodriguez, good pass under pressure up the porch. Double team taken away. Correa in the middle. Javi Steinwasser. Javi coming down the middle. Tripped down and covered up.
Oh, he's not going to get 2 calls in a row that time.
I would agree with you there, AK. And I think Javi knew it. He didn't overreact there. Rivera will play it across. So this game has been a roller coaster for both teams. Milwaukee scoring the first 2. Baltimore in the next 4. Now the Wave coming back with 2 to tie it up. Hope everybody's enjoying the telecast here on CBS Sports Golasso.
Professional Construction Incorporated, driven by commitment to quality.
Blast being patient with this possession. Pereira now to Porch this side.
Professional Construction Incorporated.
As Correa sticks right with him.
Professional Construction Incorporated. Professional Construction Inc.
Javi Steinwasser could have got called for a foul there, but they play on. Max takes it away as he was really battling in the post that time. And Willie B clears the pressure. So the Blast has had almost exclusive possession here for a couple minutes after Milwaukee got the tying goal. That shootout goal by Sanchez will count as a power play goal. Rivera posting up, works it across. And now the shot in deflected as Espinoza had a good look that time. Blast being very, very patient now with the possession.
Yeah, and some good work up front by Jairo Rivera. Right here, number.
Hain able to break it up as his teammate Grable went flying through. Andre battling to keep it. Does well. Now Tony Walls. Tony getting pressure back for Benahane. Willie B with a nice chip up ahead. Just a bit too far. Oh.
Andre Hain could have gotten a touch on that ball and avoided the 3-line pass.
Well, I think Andre was hoping, right, that he could go on stride if it hit down. But yes, you gotta try to break up the 3-line.
Right, you're running right on the line, so you got to know where the line is.
That's what a hockey player would tell you. You got to straddle the line. Panther Arena course, home to the Milwaukee Admirals hockey team of the American Hockey League. Javi steps in to poke it away and still trying to get it. Finally, Alvarez flips it out. Correa in the middle to Javi Steinwasser. Tracked down by Wally Bermuse. Bermuse, a good-looking young player for Baltimore.
Who wants this game? 4-4 here in the third.
Alvarez coming into a double team, now plays it Sanchez. Alex fires one up there. Sanchez does not need much time or room to launch his shot. Quick release, and he usually puts it in there with a lot of velocity. And we've got our immediate timeout. Don't go away, any fans. MASL Soccer on CBS Sports Golasso. So we're tied at 4 with 6:08 left to go here in Milwaukee between the Wave and the Baltimore Blast. Subscribe today to MASL TV on YouTube. You'll find game rebroadcasts, MASL shows, highlights, and more. Also, MASLsoccer.com is your home for everything Major Arena Soccer League, all the latest news, leaderboards, highlights, and more. And Capelli Sport is the official and exclusive preferred uniform and apparel provider of the Major Arena Soccer League. Visit MASLsoccer.com to shop the all-new MASL fan store for the latest in MASL and team gear. Blast will put it in play. They go right to left here in the third. Max Ferdinand tracks it down, trying to work his way from Jairo Rivera, and a foul can be called on Rivera, even though it looked like Max might have tripped himself down that time. But that's the benefit of being a 14-year pro with many all-star accolades against a third-year player like Rivera. Steinwasser got around Bramuz, tried to feed it up ahead for Flores, but the Blast are able to break it up. Nascimento. Interesting about Nascimento, Art, this is his 4th season, but his first time back with the Blast since the 2019-20 season. 5 seasons off in between.
Oh,
foul's called.
Alvarez got called for the foul there.
So I'm assuming with Nascimento, his wife or girlfriend said, that's okay, you can go back and play again.
No relation to Paulo Nascimento?
No relation to Paulo, the goalkeeper for St. Louis. Or as they like to say in St. Louis, the Brazilian Brad Lowe.
Rob Lowe.
Rob. Brad Lowe's his brother. He looks just like him. Silva. Melo. Or Pereira, I should say, 22. Melo is 23.
Long-time veteran Blast players.
Yeah, they've been around. Got a couple other guys that they had franchised, Brazilian guys for a long time. Adriano dos Santos was there for a number of years. And Lucas Roque as well.
Well, the guy on the bench with David Bascom, Adato Neto, one of the first Brazilians.
Yep. Adato, a one-time league MVP. Back in his days with the Blast.
Man, that guy had some skill.
He sure did. Absolutely did. Wave and the Blast have met 4 different times for the league championship. And they have split a couple of those. Blast winning in 03 and 04, the Wave in 11 and 12. But the history between these clubs goes back quite a ways. Again, Baltimore with extended possession here. Shot save, Willie B, as he turns around the strike from Pereiras. Blast able to get it back though. Sila, a little touch, he gets it back, coming in. Shot and a goal. Great work there between him and Juan Pereira, and the Blast regain the lead 5-4.
That kid Sila is having himself a game. It's a goal and 2 assists now. And he made no mistake on that one as he picked out the far corner and beat Willie B.
Omar Sila, one of the rising stars of the Blast.
Nice little give and go that time with Pereira.
And for Omar, his first goal of the season. He's also had a pair of assists in this game. Pereira will get credit for the assist. He's having a pretty good game as well, with a goal and 2 assists. Tony Walls is fouled on the play.
Back and forth we go.
Hopefully some of the fans, if this is the first time they've seen the Wave and Blast do battle against each other, getting a feel for the intensity of this rivalry. Tony Walls now trying to work against Rivera. Correa pressured that time by Chavez. Tony trying to get to the end board, but he lost his footing. However, he ends up right near the ball. Nascimento trying to get it out of there. They do initially, but Correa will get it back for Milwaukee. Walls trying to knock it up for Hain, but the pass a little bit off the mark. And Rodriguez has it. Julian Rodriguez coming in tonight's game 1-2 with a 4.4 goals against average, 77% save percentage. His counterpart, Willie Bonahene for Milwaukee, 2-0-1 with a 5.79 goals against average, 66% save percentage. 2 of the better goalkeepers in the league. Silva drives it in, it deflects in front, shot and a goal. Looked like Bonahene got a hand to it, but he couldn't corral it in. And tapped in by Kavan Frater, and Baltimore leads it 6-4.
I don't know if the replay is going to have a look at this attempted flip by Mateus Silva, who the man who got the assist, plays a ball off the wall. Wall of scorer here. And let's see if, keep your eye out on Silva if we can let this replay roll. Watch this attempted flip he tries to make here. Watch this. Look at this. Cartwheel, and then he comes up short on the follow through. Oh, that was a thing of beauty.
So once again, the Blast with a 2-goal lead. They led it 4-2 after scoring the first goal of this third quarter. Milwaukee answered with a pair to tie it up, but now the Blast have come back with 2 more. Hit it. I'm pretty impressed for a guy who's 220 pounds, more.
I'd say he's probably close to 220. The cartwheel was nice. The cartwheel part of it was pretty good.
Dominguez will hold the ball up. Well, this would be big for Milwaukee if they could somehow get a goal back before the end of this period. Sanchez rolls it in, blocked by Wally Bernous before it got to the keeper. And we got a foul off the ball on the Wave. Well, at least Sanchez is getting a few shots in this period. As you said, Art, he had just one shot on a goal front redirection in the first quarter. Nothing until early in the third after that. And the Waves' top scorer for the past couple of years, especially with Ian Bennett out of the lineup, you need him to get some volume of shots. Ferdinand plays the midfield, but Melo gets it back for the Blast. Flores, good job to cut off Bernous, going to the corner.
Who got that last goal, by the way, Tom, off the wall of scorer?
That was Kevon Frater with his first of the season.
Injured player on the field.
Hopefully Flores isn't hurt too bad. Milwaukee has really going thin as far as target guys go. As you take a look one more time, as he kind of tumbled awkwardly into the corner, but hopefully he's going to be okay there. The rookie forward for the Wave, Oscar Flores.
Oscar Flores. So Wave ball. Mighty Max Ferdinand is there with Mighty Max Ludwig.
Still got 33 seconds to go in the quarter.
30 seconds in the third quarter.
Silva will play it back for the keeper, Rodriguez. Rodriguez been pretty solid with his distribution there tonight. Hasn't had any significant mistakes I can think of offhand.
20 seconds. We need some noise. 15 seconds to go. Come on, let's go Wave. Let's go Wave.
Ludwig plays it up. Payne with a little touch, but the Blast able to get it back here in the final 8 seconds.
5 seconds.
Now Max coming forward. He'll bang one to the middle. It deflects.
Oh, near handball.
Wow. And that'll do it for the period. But let's see if
Marcial's got the challenge flag because he won the last challenge. He's holding it in his hand, but now he's going to put it away.
So that will do it for the third quarter.
Watch again on the replay.
Well, kind of screened out there a little bit, but I agree. From our initial angle, it did look like a potential handball on Silva. Anyway, we will go to the fourth quarter. It's the Baltimore Blast 6, the Milwaukee Wave 4, MASL Soccer on CBS Sports Golasso. Wave mascot Brad Beach trying to fire up the crowd here at UW Milwaukee Panther Arena. Baltimore Blast leading the Wave 6-4 as we get ready to start the fourth quarter here in Milwaukee's regular season home opener. Remember, you can get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams by following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram and MASL Arena on Twitter. Also, catch MASL Monday every Monday night on MASL TV on YouTube. And CBS Sports Golazo Network. Alex Bastavansky and Phil Levanko are joined each week by special guests from across the league to recap the weekend's games and discuss the league's hot topics. And disagree with a call tonight? You might just see it on the MASL's most controversial show, Under Review, with Phil Levanko and MASL head referee Ryan Siggett. Catch it every Friday on YouTube. So the Blast outscore the Wave 3-2 in the third, and now they take a 6-4 lead coming to the fourth period. Shots on goal in the third, Baltimore 6, Milwaukee 4. Blast now out shooting the Wave 18-12 through the first three periods. Tom went along with the Wave Hall of Famer Art Kramer, bringing you the action here tonight. And so a good game, AK, from a fan standpoint. We've seen a lot of action on the field, some good goals being scored.
Yeah, the Blast defenders doing a number on the Waves forwards offensively. You got 3 goals and 3 assists from Baltimore defenders. You got Thompson, who opened the scoring for the Blast, and you got Chad Porch with a goal, and then Sela with a goal, and then Sela with 2 assists, and Silva with the last assist.
And I don't know if Willie B was shaken up a bit, but we got the new goalkeeper, Jerry Perez, coming into the game. Now, you would think, AK, based on what we saw when he played the last 5 minutes of the game in St. Louis, Milwaukee will go to 6th attacking mode as you get a look there at the Chicago native.
And I think that's the reason why he's in there, because Willie B down on the bench looks fine.
So, Wave trailing by 2 and trying to see if they can shake things up here a little bit.
And here comes Perez.
So Perez, a 6th attacking mode goalkeeper. Alex Sanchez shot in is blocked. And the Blast start back the other way. But
well, you think if you're going to bring him on and bring him forward that you want to get set up and use him. That time, Sanchez just forced a shot into the Blast defender.
Escuero trying to go long for Flores, but scooped up by Julian Rodriguez. Rodriguez has been solid in the last night for the Blast. Javi Steinwasser up for Flores. He was going to backheel to Escuero, but Sean was going one way. The pass went the other. Wave still trying to dig it out. And Flores dragged down by Jamie Thomas. All right, let's see if the Wave can do anything on this restart. There you see Jamie Thomas.
And I'm surprised Perez isn't coming forward.
Alvarez cranks up the shot, blocked by Thomas. Stays in play. Ludwig under pressure, gets it out for Sanchez. Baltimore now with 2 defenders keeping an eye on Alex Sanchez. Across, here's Max. Got it on the left foot, but he couldn't get the shot. Alvarez steps up. Mario trying to get top of the area, lays it off Sanchez. And one touch too many as Baltimore slides out to knock it away. Good step up by Alvarez, got it back from Flores. Mario now 1-on-4 on the other side. Pass deflects out of bounds. Flores gave it back to Mario, and Mario had nothing to do there.
Not a lot of space in the attacking zone. You got to look to play balls first time.
Great ball, number 10, Mario Alvarez on it.
Alvarez to play it in.
We go.
As the Wave tries to cut into this deficit. And the shot by Sanchez blocked in front of the keeper. up and over.
I think that was like Nascimento there in front.
Corner kick coming for Milwaukee as Max Ferdinand will do the honors.
Max Ferdinand on the ball. One more time.
In it comes Sanchez, but he didn't get much on it. Easy save for Rodriguez. Up ahead for Porch. And swept away by Andre Hain between the corner flag. I think this could be a corner kick coming up for the Blast. No, they say not. Out of bounds up here high. Here you get a look at Perez, the youngster out of Chicago.
Finn Krugman. Finn Krugman.
Max coming forward. Nice move here, trying to come free too if he hurries. Javi Steinwasser.
Had his brother wide open at the far post if he had played that first time across.
Correa trying to keep the possession, taken away. Chavez racing out to midfield as Escuela will get there first. Jerry Perez, by the way, still just 21 years old. He won't turn 22 until October.
Kind of reminds me of Jeff Ritchie, who used to play for the Wave.
Wave and the Wave United outdoor team.
Also played a little time in Chicago as well.
Yep. Former Purdue Fort Wayne Mastodon, Jeff Ritchie. Still one of the great names in all of college sports.
What's that, Jeff Ritchie or
the Mastodon? Yeah, Jeff Ritchie's a great name too. But the PFW Mastodons.
Perfect spot for Ian Franklin.
Wave gets it back. Trying to see if they can start to put some more pressure here on the Blast. Dominguez. Shot is blocked. Blast seems like they're blocking everything now. Nestor gets it back. And pinned up against the wall, but he does well to maintain the possession. Tony Walls will move it. Flores. Oscar trying to create some space. Shot is blocked.
You called it, Tom. They're blocking everything right now.
There are Blast legs everywhere in that Wave attacking zone. Blocking shots in the passing lanes. They have been phenomenal, especially here in this fourth quarter so far. Again, the Wave next two games on the road. At Baltimore on Saturday the 27th, and then Utica Sunday the 28th. They'll be back here on December 31st to host the Empire Strikers, the historic first visit ever by the Strikers to Milwaukee. Wave has played out in Ontario 3 times against them, but this will be their first visit ever to this facility. Go to MilwaukeeWave.com for tickets and info. MilwaukeeWave.com, your source for everything Wave. Blast, after they go back to host the Wave, will then go to Utica on New Year's Eve day to play Utica FC. Kyle Crane drops it back, coming on Sanchez. He gets around, he shoots, he fires high. Good move, but unfortunately for Alex, he drove it high. And great job by Pereira to keep that one. Here they come, trying to create a 2-on-1. Near side, Frater, shot save by Perez. Almost said Willie B. Great save by Perez. Frater had one curling toward the far post. We had a great angle on it up here. And a great save there by Perez. Mark that one down if the Wave is able to come back in this one. That was with 10 minutes to go in the game. All right, Sanchez. Moving up, tries to toe poke this time high. Escuela will keep it alive off the glass.
Alex Sanchez is getting more looks, but not hitting the target.
Foul number 6, Sean Escueta.
Sean Escueta called for the foul as he pushed down the Blast defender. Take a look one more time on this save by Perez. That was a pretty good shot that time, launched now Alex Steinwasser trying to get to the middle, but it was broken up. They're in the stands, the Wave will get it. Well, the Wave has had most of the possession here in the fourth, but they haven't been able to create too many great chances. They had a couple good looks. Flores is put down by Wally Bermuse. That's only his second. Welly is short for Wellington. And challenge flag now from the Wave bench. Marcio Leite going to take a look and see if there was an elbowing.
Well, hands above the shoulder, contact above the shoulder that time on Flores is what Marcio is probably looking for, but.
There you get a look at Marcio, first year as the Wave coach. He was one of the assistant coaches last year under Giuliano Oliviero. Giuliano had been the Wave's only coach in the first 11 years in the MASL. And now Marcio taking over. Marcio, of course, just retired as a player a couple of years ago after the 23-24 season. One of the Wave's all-time leading scorers.
Marcio right there with the black sweater on. Jonathan Greenfield, his assistant coach, a little further down the bench.
Both those guys look like they could just hop on the field and play a full game if they had to. Jonathan, of course, at one time he was a professional model when he was actually during his career as a professional soccer player. So just about any clothes look great on him. And John was telling us that he used to play with Baltimore. And so he played for the Blast when David Bascombe was an assistant there, so he knows David pretty well. Said that he's an excellent coach and nobody can talk a game like David Bascombe, according to Johnny G. Well, they're still checking it out.
They're not including us in on this one, huh, Tom?
Yeah, just going to be a simple foul.
I'm sorry, Coach. We'll get the replay up there the next time. Simple foul, no penalty. Wait. Yes.
So, Wave uses its challenge to no avail. Milwaukee will get the possession, though, on the restart. Still 9:10 to go. And gotta believe, AK, if the Wave could get the next goal, really get this crowd back into it here. Wave all-time in home openers, 27-13 coming in this one. Fourth time they played the Blast, or Baltimore, and they are 2-1 against Baltimore in their home openers here in Milwaukee. Again, Kansas City has been the predominant team they've played in home openers. 10 times they've faced KC. Sanchez getting pressure out for Ludwig. Max Ludwig had a goal in the first quarter. He's been a bit quiet since then. Of course, after the Wave got the first 2 goals in this game, nobody has really made a lot of noise offensively. Again, credit Baltimore with a great defensive effort here, especially since yielding those first 2 goals to start the game. Walls getting pressure from Chad Porch, backs it up. Perez getting harassed, nicely done by Jerry to get it for Walls.
Touch almost got away from him at that time.
Kane in the middle, down the middle. Alex Steinwasser lays it off. Shot on the goal. That was sensational. And it's now 6-5.
Tic-tac-toe that time by the Wave. Nice penetrating run that time by Alex Steinwasser. And he found Sanchez that time, and that's a hat trick for Alex Saucy Sanchez.
Andre Hain would get the second assist if there was such a thing. Look at this ball by Andre on the run by Steinwasser. Beautiful touch over as Rodriguez, do or die, had to come charging out there. And a big goal for the Wave. As you said, Art, number 3 on the night for Sanchez.
8 minutes to go here.
And Milwaukee back within 1. Stick around, fans. We still got a ball game for you here coming down the stretch. Timeout. Crowd starting to get back into it now. We'll take a break and come back. 7:59 left to go. The MASL on CBS Sports Colosso. So 6-5 with 7:59 left to go as the Wave trailing the Baltimore Blast by 1. Got a barn burner going here tonight at Milwaukee Panther Arena. Ferdinand's pass deflected, but Milwaukee gets it back as Flores drops it off for Max Ludwig. Now touches over to Flores, and Milwaukee will get reorganized. Max, top of the area, triple teamed. And the Blast come away with it. Good hustle back by Ferdinand to poke it away, but the Blast keep the possession. Freighter spinning in, and he's tripped down. And no call. Wow. Wave might have got a break there. Looked like it was going to be a possible tripping call against Milwaukee. Shane Butler, Brian Miller, they've done a pretty good job here tonight. Not easy to officiate a Blast Wave game typically. A lot of intensity out there. Thomas tripped down as shot in is up and over.
Thomas in disbelief, no call there. And that was going to challenge flag come out by David Vascone.
Yeah, I think Alvarez might have got away with one. Well, we'll see what the review is, but I was surprised they didn't call tripping on that sequence. But again, under review, so we'll see what they decide. Got a second game of our doubleheader coming up here on CBS Sports Colosso. The St. Louis Ambush and the Empire Strikers getting ready to go at it. That should be a pretty good matchup out there tonight, Arts. St. Louis coming off the big one against the Wave.
Take a look right there at the, and that is going to be a good matchup, absolutely. The Ambush coming off their first win, but right there, there's the trip. Yeah. So if they don't call a blue card, the least they're going to call is a foul there.
You would think so.
No penalty, just a foul.
All right. Well, at least Baltimore is going to get a foul out of it, which I think is a legitimate call. And they'll retain their challenge flag for later.
You don't think that was a goal-scoring opportunity?
I mean, easily could have been a blue card.
Yeah, right. I think it was a blue card.
But a legitimate trip nonetheless.
Yeah,
for sure. So potentially good restart opportunity for the Blast, as you see Jerry Perez trying to align his defense. Perez came on to start the fourth quarter in place of the starting keeper Willie Bonaheny for the Milwaukee Wave. Mello with a shot right off the crossbar and has a battle for rebound. Foul going to be called on the blast as Correa.
Wave fortunate to get out of that one. Wave only put one in the wall. Melo, the old veteran, took advantage of it, took the shot directly first time and just off the crossbar.
A couple of centimeters down and he might have had a goal there. And now another foul on Willie Bermuse. It has been a physical game tonight, no question. Only 2 penalties, both against the Blast. One of those resulted in a shootout goal for Milwaukee.
There's your matchup, Tom. Silva and Hain.
Hain sends it to the middle. Oh, just off the post by Javi Steinwasser. Sends it back through, and it's cleared out by the Blast. Up ahead, Rivera. Good hustle back by Milwaukee. Max Ludwig leading the defensive charge. Still 6:20 to go.
Marcio waving Perez, the goalkeeper, forward.
He's at the top of the screen far side. Sanchez looking for goal number 4. Rolls it in. It's cleared out before it got to the keeper. Sanchez touches to the corner. Tony Walls. Tony fires off the inboard. Flores settles, shoots just off. Gets it back. And deflected shot covered up by Rodriguez.
Wave with a couple chances, just couldn't find the mark.
And a foul going to be called here on Tony Walls.
Foul number 20.
There you go. Look at Tony, the veteran out of Wauwatosa, Wisconsin. Later trying to get to the corner, but it's broken up. Sila steps in to take it away. And now coming in with a shot just wide. Dominguez battling with Porch. Now Kevon Frater jumping in there also for the Blast. Frater just pulling his way to the end board. And Wave finally able to get it out of there. But now the Blast gets it back as Mello stepped in to get it. And finally, Mello getting called for foul.
Number 31.
Good early ball by Steinwasser.
Andre, but the Blast gets back defensively. They have 3 defenders back there. Good idea, though, by Steinwasser to feed it up ahead.
Wave only had 4 men on the field there.
What great sliding tackle by Correa, but a shot just wide. Hain able to clear it out. Alex Steinwasser up ahead, but a little too far for Escueta. Good idea by Alex, but a little too far for Sean Escueta.
Blast gonna slow it down here. 4.5 left.
Up and down action here in Milwaukee. And Espinoza thought he was shaken down, no call. Again, the referees letting them play here in the 4th, especially. Again, that's Perez, the goalkeeper, with the pink shirt. Hasn't had too many touches here so far. Played primarily as a forward last year with the Chicago Mustangs in MLS. So he's no stranger to being in the offensive zone. Mario with a shot off the frame. Wow, just missing what would have been the tying goal. 3.5 to go. Alvarez will bring it up. Milwaukee's had the bulk of the possession here in the 4th quarter. And Perez will fire one wide. Headed up ahead. And coming away with it is Thomas. Crosses over, taken out by Alvarez. Mario is going to go to the box.
Well, 3:05 left. If the Wave kills it, it'd leave them with 1:05 left to tie the score. So it's a big penalty and penalty kill opportunity here for the Wave. Big opportunity for the Blast power play.
first penalty of the night against Milwaukee, the third overall, as Alvarez goes for tripping at 11:55. And Baltimore goes on the power play first time tonight. They are 1 for 4 in the year, so 25%. They have not given up a shorthand goal. And the Wave, as far as penalty killing goes, they've killed off 2 or 3 and have not scored a shorthand goal. But even if the Blast doesn't score, they are going to be able to wind this clock down to about a minute to go. So it's not going to leave much time for the Wave, but the first thing you have to do is try and kill this one off. As again, Perez trying to align his defense in front of him. Sela out front with it.
3 minutes to go.
Pereira moves it across Nascimento and lost a touch out of bounds. Good pressure by Alex Steinwasser. So now Perez, the goalkeeper, as a 5th attacker, if you will. Javi Steinwasser heads it back. Steinwasser's both running up front for Milwaukee now. And the Blast will bring it out. Coming down to the wire here tonight at Panther Arena.
Baltimore with a chance to seal it here with a power play goal. They don't look too eager to attack right now.
Nascimento trying to see volley around the defender. Escueta got it, cleared downfield. So they've used up about a minute of penalty time. 2 minutes left in the contest, 55 seconds, man advantage for the Blast. Blast trying to get back to even at 2-2. Milwaukee trying to avoid their first regulation loss of the year. They are 2-0-1.
The Blast without a shot so far on this power play.
Again, Alex Steinwasser pressuring. His brother steps in. Now, the Steinwassers 2-on-3 as they come upfield. Javi sends it back to Correa.
Wave wants to keep the ball now with 1:20 left and work this down to a minute. Marcio's wanting the ball to go back to Perez.
And Correa sends it down.
Here we go, 1:11. Penalty's going to end here in 5 seconds. Wave needs to press right now.
Alvarez coming out of the box. He would typically be out there anyway, so he'll just stay out there. 1 minute left to go, and the Blast leading 6-5.
Wave has a timeout when their keeper gets the ball if he can get it.
Espinoza doing a great job to head it out of there. Alvarez trying to pry it out. Alex Steinwasser with it. Up ahead, Alvarez and Steinwasser. Alex ahead for Mario. Walking in, shot at goal! Super Mario! We're tied at 6!
That's why when you have a power play and you have a chance to win the game, you go to goal. Just trying to kill time. Just came back to bite the Blast here, and we're tied at 6 with 32 seconds left.
What a goal by Alvarez. His second of the night. Alex Steinwasser will get the assist, his second of the night. Back to even at 6 apiece. Look at this finish. Mario Alvarez, who's had a lot of big goals in his Wave career. That certainly is another one of them. And with 32 seconds to go, we are back to even. Well, he was well rested coming out of the penalty box. Was able to finish it off. We will take a break. Tied at 6 here in Milwaukee, the MASL on CBS Sports Golasso. 32 seconds to go as the Blast kick off. Milwaukee tying it up just before the timeout on the goal by Mario Alvarez, his second of the night, fifth of the year. That was at 14:28. Still time for the Blast as they move it into the zone to the right. Correa battling with Porch as Javi Steinwasser steps in to try to help. Silva will play it back to the goalkeeper, Julian Rodriguez. 8 seconds left in regulation. Espinoza fighting with Tony Walls. Ball sent in. It deflects through Perez. But fortunately for the Wave, nobody home for Baltimore to put it away.
The Wave's able to eke out at least 1 point here with a tie score. Team that scores the next goal here is going to get the second point.
So each team gets credit for a point with the game going overtime. As Jerry Perez and the Wave able to hang on for those last few seconds.
Tom, I was a young player with the Canton Invaders back in 1983, and their first ever game was against the Cleveland Force.
84, that was.
84 was against the Cleveland Force, and we played an exhibition game. We were leading 7-6, and we got a 5-minute power play, and our coach called timeout and said, guys, just run the clock, just run the clock. And we said, why aren't we trying to score a power play goal to end this game? We ended up not scoring, just running the clock. With 30 seconds left, Brett Hall, the old Cleveland Force player, scored a goal with 17 seconds left to tie us at 7-7. Then we lost in overtime 8-7. I learned right there and then that when you have a chance to end the game on a power play, you don't think about running clock. That's playing not to win. That's playing conservative. And when you have a power play, you play aggressively.
Was that Klaus de Boer as coach? How's the old song go? The 4 men I admire most. Klaus de Boer and the 3 Paxos.
Yeah, it was something like that. It was Klaus de Boer, who was a great coach, by the way. He was coach of the year that year in the American Indoor Soccer Association. But it was Klaus that told us to hold the ball for 5 minutes.
Well, he learned a lesson as well, probably from that.
No, in fact, the Paxos brothers, who were our owners, they were happy. They were, wow, what a great result. We against the Cleveland Force in the MISL. We're just in the AISA, and still remember myself, Don Tobin, Vic Davidson, Oscar Pisano. We were pissed. We were
Mike
upset.
Barbaric. Yeah, that was quite a collection. Of course, that was the origination of the Fun Bunch, the shorthand team. You guys, man, you guys racked up more goals shorthanded than some of the teams did on their power plays that first season, 84-85. And of course, there'll never be any mascot like Captain Invader.
Oh, that's for sure.
All right, so getting ready for the start of OT. What a rally by the Wave to tie this thing up. That goal by Alvarez, certainly one of the more dramatic in Milwaukee regular season history.
I started the broadcast by saying I thought 6 goals would win this game. It's going to take 7 tonight.
He'll definitely take 7, for sure. Hope everybody's enjoyed it here on CBS Sports Golasso. Again, another game to follow. St. Louis at the Empire Strikers.
The Blast and the Wave, 2 teams that made it into the semifinal playoffs last year. The Wave losing to the eventual champion Chihuahua, the Blast losing to San Diego.
Wave game was a lot closer. They lost an OT to Chihuahua, which went on to win its 3rd consecutive championship. Now Alvarez drives one in wide. Remember, golden goal situation. First team to score wins. If nobody scores in the 10 minutes of overtime, we will go to the shootout. Wellington Burnous controlling for Baltimore. Again, the Blast and the white unis, they go left to right as we look at the action.
Section 208.
103rd regular season meeting between these clubs, and believe me, there haven't been too many more dramatic than this.
Don't forget about the postgame party too over at the Ambassador. We got
So the Wave will play it in after it went out of bounds. Tony Walls chipping down for Oscar Flores. Immediately double teamed. Knocked down the defender. Flores' shot is off the mark as somebody's still shaking up there for the blast. He took an elbow from Flores. Ludwig tried to cross over, but he could not get to the top of the area. Flores again. Sela poked it away, and now Flores gets dumped. Kind of a returned shot to the head there, but we should be even up now on those exchanges. Sanchez in for Flores, trying to turn the defender. Still turning, shot blocked. Good defensive effort after a good try by Flores. Correa has it. Cesar will roll it in. It's broken up. And look out here. The blast coming back. Ludwig gets back to defend Thomas. Plays it square. But Tony Walls there to knock it away from Thompson. Flores.
Good touch by Flores.
Flores will fire one up. So Oscar thinking perhaps he could catch the keeper a little bit too high, but
That was a good shift that time by Oscar Flores.
he was battling in there that time. Takeaway, Javi Steinwasser, and a great play by Rodriguez.
Rodriguez made the play with the feet outside the box.
Dominguez, Escueda. Sean's going to tee one up, rolls it wide. Dominguez trying to pursue the rebound, broken up. Nestor gets it back. And now to Alvarez. So pretty good pace here to start the OT. Into Javi, off the inboard. Escueda trying to follow, couldn't corral it. Here comes Pereira the other way, chased by Alex Steinwasser. And eventually they'll work it back out to Silva. Wellington Bermuse. Move it around to the far side. Alex Steinwasser steps and take it away. Blast getting people back defensively. And so Alex will drop to his brother Javi, and Wave will change up.
Javi was looking for Flores, but Flores wasn't paying attention.
Flores eventually gets it. Turns, squares up against Sela. Oscar at 6'3", he's a rangy guy. Sela trying to force him out as Oscar stays with it. Ludwig, and now he'll back it out of there. So the Wave playing a bit of possession now as we come down to 6:30 to go in OT. Sela and Flores, and good job by Sela to win it back. Shot save made by Perez.
Kid Perez has played well since he came on to start the fourth quarter.
Stopped Patrick Thompson on that attempt. He's had to make a couple big saves back there. Willie Benahene playing the first three quarters, did a nice job for Milwaukee, and now Perez coming on here since the fourth quarter. Pereira's. Watch out for this guy, shot blocked.
That's Pereira's game. He likes to isolate wide and then cut to the inside and get the shot off with both the right and left foot.
Orch trying to get, and he's cut off with help Dominguez. Javi coming up, he'll roll it over to Nestor Dominguez. Blast again, quickly getting all five guys back. Well, this crowd has seen a heck of a game so far here tonight. And they are really hoping the Wave can come up with a winning goal, but Blast may have other ideas here to try and spoil Milwaukee's home opener. Now down to 5 minutes gone by in OT. Again, golden goal situation. Ludwig will move it across to Javi Steinwasser. So the Wave able to change with the possession. Of course, Blast got to stay up there basically with the group they've got.
And Alex Sanchez finally on the field for the Wave, and here he goes down the sideline.
Into the post. Flores turning, shot, save, rebound, follow! He scores! And Milwaukee wins it 7-6!
It took a while for Sanchez to find his way on the field, but it didn't take long once he got on the field to finish it off. Great play by Flores up top to isolate. The initial shot was blocked by Rodriguez, but rebound came out to Sanchez, and Sanchez with his 4th goal of the evening to finish this one off. Come from behind win by the Wave, 7-6.
Whoa, what a home opener for Milwaukee. There's your hero, Alex Sanchez, and as you said, Art, what a job by Flores. Great save by Rodriguez initially, but Sanchez right on the spot for the rebound. Number 4 on the night, number 7 on the year, and Saucy Sanchez, the game winner at OT for the Wave. We will keep it right here and get set to go down for our post-game interview with our PCI Construction Player of the Game, Van McNeil, will do the honors. And I got to believe it's going to be number 80, Alex Sanchez.
You think so? Had that blazing sauce going out there today.
Boy, what a game, though. Fantastic effort by both teams tonight. And just a tremendous, tremendous game for the MASL.
And
Wave scoring the last 3 goals in this contest to win it 7-6.
And what a move by Marcio Leite, pulling his goalie to start the 4th quarter. And the Wave holds the Blast scoreless.
Jerry
the rest of
Perez
the way.
looking like he's going to be the guy coming out of the bullpen to do it. Hey, we just see Chris Conley, GM of the Milwaukee Milkmen, dropping in. All right, let's get ready to send it down to Van McNeil as he is getting ready to talk with our
game
PCI
here
star of the
tonight.
game.
Major Arena Soccer League action on CBS Sports. 4 goals tonight.
There's only one Sanchez, baby.
There's only one, the saucy one, Alex Sanchez, our Professional Construction Incorporated, hardest working player of the game. You's a monster, man. 4 goals tonight, congratulations.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. Obviously the veterans are talking, next man up, so we got to keep that energy going. We had to keep parts out of our team. We had our captain out,
Right.
It's, next man up, and we got to keep that going throughout the whole season.
It's all about making those adjustments during the games. Yeah, you were talking about our veteran players. You're one of those players. But these young guys, the Nestors of the world, Geraldo in goal like I was a monster today. The young guys are really coming up here.
Hey, for everybody that knows, Chicago, that's where all the guys are coming from. So, hey, got to give a shout out to my guys,
That's right. Now, this never quit attitude, we were down, we were not out. I mean, we just never stopped, right?
Yeah, of course. We had the mentality coming into this game that we don't lose at home.
Right.
This is our fortress and we defend it.
All right, 4 goals on the night. Congratulations, Saucy. Alex Sanchez, ladies and gentlemen, your PCI hardest working player of the game. Tom, Art, back up to you.
All right, thanks, guys. And again, the Wave wins it in dramatic fashion, 7-6 in OT, as Alex Sanchez caps it off with his 4th goal of the night. Milwaukee improving now to 3-0-1 for a total of 9 points. They'll stay in 2nd place behind the Kansas City Comets. Baltimore falling to 1-2-1. They do pick up a point now, 4 points, tied for 5th place. Art Kramer, fantastic home opener for Milwaukee. Any final thoughts?
That was, hopefully we got a bunch of these games this year. That was a great match tonight.
And the next time here in Milwaukee will be on New Year's Eve day when the Wave hosts the Empire Strikers. Wave and the Blast in a rematch a week from tomorrow in December 27th in Baltimore. That should be a great rematch as well. Once again, thanks to the entire production crew for all their fine work here tonight. And so, until next time, Tom Wynn wishing you a good one. Again, our final score here tonight in overtime, the Milwaukee Wave 7, the Baltimore Blast 6. You've been watching the MASL on CBS Sports Golasso.